All right, guys, so it's hot out there. It's summertime, right? We gotta remember how to swim. So I'm gonna show you guys a couple techniques with our swimming, and we'll kind of get you guys into a nice little flow with it. So feel free to stick with this first variation that I show you, or if you'd like to dive in to the next one, okay? So we're gonna start on our bellies. Arms are reaching long. Shoulders are still drawing down your back. Now underneath you want to feel that both hips are pressing equally into the mat below. So you'll notice if you're shifting to one side or the other, really feel that sensation of hip bones pushing down into the mat, and then your belly button kind of lifting up and in. It's going to take you out of that hyperextended low back that naturally happens when we're on our bellies. So in this position, head stays in line with your spine. You're going to press those hips down, lift up through the belly, float the arms and the legs up. From here, you're just going to go, it's an opposite arm and leg reach. And then you're going to start to kind of pick up the tempo as you go. So only as much as you guys can keep your hips stable, that's how fast you want this movement to be. So think more about the lengthening, the reach through these limbs versus how high you can get them. Keeping length in the low back and in the neck. From here, you can stay there for that full minute, or you're just going to roll onto one side using the help of one of your hands. You can keep it here as a stability, and you're going to keep your head cradled in your hand. From this position, you're just going to float that top leg up and then flex to bring it down. You want to keep some space underneath that arm, and you're going to think about that left oblique being active. So just pointing and reaching, feeling some movement here through the hips. Try to find stability here through that bottom leg. And then from there, as that foot comes down, you're going to go ahead and squeeze those inner thighs together, reaching through the toes, just lifting. So there's going to be a lot of oblique work here, lots of adductor work to that bottom leg, and then still trying to think about that length in the neck. Now, if holding the head doesn't feel good for the wrist for whatever reason, lengthening out through this bottom arm and resting your head on your bicep, you're going to get the same amount of work. Continue to breathe, so there's that option. Otherwise, you guys can also turn out through the legs. So just another added, blew that. Anyways, you're going to tap the heels together. So just another added challenge. So you're going to beat the heels, continue to think about that lengthening, and the neck staying long. After a couple of those, go ahead and slowly roll onto your belly. You can come through that prone position again and just start to swim, kind of reestablishing what your center looks like. And then from there, just rolling onto your other side. So again, head is into the hand, lengthening through that body, lifting through that right side, and then again, you're just floating that top leg up and lengthening it down. Now, especially with the leg lifts here, try to think more about the lift coming from the leg versus allowing it to shorten the side just to get more range. So you really want to think about the spine staying straight and the crease happening from where that femur comes into the hip. Okay, and so you're going to do that about 8 to 10 times also. And then allowing those legs to close, feeling those inner thighs squeeze together, toes point, as you lift the legs. Now again, as the legs are lifting, try not to collapse into the right side. Really feeling the inner thighs squeeze together, allowing those legs to move as one piece. Good. And then from there, turning out the legs, start to beat the heels together. So it's not just the top leg coming down to the bottom, but it's that bottom leg really trying to reach a little higher and just pumping here. 3, 2, 1. Roll back onto the belly, send the arms and the legs long. You can go through another little swimming series here, or you can simply take the hands underneath the shoulders, lifting up on an inhale, finding a nice swan. And thank you for joining me. Yeah.